and we are on for a huge edition of Spoilers here today with our special guest, Rick DeJesus from Adelitas Way, and we have someone on the line right now. Who is this?
This is Rick from Adelitas Way, son.
How's it going, Rick? I'm just awaiting my co-host, Ben Gartland, to arrive on the show. I'm not too sure if he's going to be calling because he hasn't responded to me in the last couple of minutes. But welcome to the show, Rick. I've been highly anticipating you to come on. And for those of you that don't know, the song that played at the beginning of the show, that is Invincible by Adelitas Way. And, Rick, you are the lead singer of your band, and that is the song that plays every single week for WWE Superstars. It airs on WWE.com every Thursday evening. So, Rick, how's it going tonight?
It's good, man. I'm just in Vegas with the band. We're in the rehearsal studio, just practicing, get ready for the Avalanche tour with Shinedown, and jamming on a couple new songs just because we feel like it. We're just in the mood to.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. So just tell us a little bit about. Just tell us a little bit about your band.
We're from Las Vegas. We had a single, Invincible, that was, like you said earlier, the theme song for WWE Superstars. It was in the game Raw vs. SmackDown 2010. We've done a lot with the WWE. We had to play Bash at the Beach, and then we released a new record, Homeschool Valedictorian, this year, and we had the first single off that, Sick, go #1 in the country, and we just been touring and putting songs out from the record and trying to get out there and see our fans. We got the Avalanche tour coming up with Shinedown, and I'm super pumped.
Yeah, most definitely. Your hit single, Invincible, has really launched you guys to the top, and you guys have seemed to gain a lot of popularity in recent years. And I saw on your Twitter page just a couple of days ago saying that you had a competition with the Veer Union, which is actually pretty interesting given how they also provided a theme song for WWE a couple of years back. So just tell us about that a little bit, the competition between you and the Veer Union.
We're very good friends with those guys, man. And it's we're all doing the same thing, man. We're trying to put out the best records we can, and we have a good time together, man. We toured with those guys, and it's always a friendly competition. So, we got a new single coming out called Criticized that hit the radio now, and they have a new single out as well. So, it's just one of those things where you have a little competition, never hurts, and it was fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, I believe, that is when WWE Superstars, the show, came out in April 2009, and obviously your song is the theme song for that show. So how did your song become the theme song for WWE Superstars? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? How did that all come about?
I think it was just, they were looking for something, and we had it. I think it was one of those things where they needed a song for a new show, and we wrote Invincible, and I wrote Invincible not specifically for the WWE, but I definitely was in that kind of mood when I wrote the song. I was ready to run through a wall, man. You know what I mean? Like when I wrote that song, I felt every emotion I was writing about. So I wrote that song, and they were looking for that song, and it got through the grapevine. Our management had it, our label, the WWE heard it. It started doing well at radio, and they liked it, so they decided to work with us, and it's been amazing. They've showed us so many cool things. It's been a great opportunity.
Yeah, it fits absolutely perfect with the theme of the show and just everything about it. And as you said, you were thinking about WWE kind of when you were doing it, and that also led to you singing, I believe, what to be the theme song of The Legacy back in 2009, 2010 for Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase, and Randy Orton, called It's a New Day. Now, you guys also did perform that theme song as well, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was great. We got to meet the guys, and I think when Orton and them, they were doing that, when they were doing the whole, it was like the Legacy thing, we kind of got to meet them and kind of feel the vibe on it, and that's how we came up with a New Day. We got to go in there and work with them, and it was great. It was a great experience, and like I said, the whole thing's been fun. We've been working at WWE for like 4 or 5 years now, and we're hoping that we get something else with them soon. We're working on some plans, and hopefully everything goes through.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. And as you said, your songs were featured in WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, Invincible, as well as It's a New Day. And those songs have really revolutionized the theme songs of The Legacy and WWE Superstars. It just went straight through the roof as far as popularity goes. So as you said before, working with WWE, and that kind of, as I said before, your song kind of fit the theme of the show. And you were talking to me a couple of days ago, and you said that you were a fan of Bleacher Report, which I found absolutely astonishing. It's always great to find new fans of the website. So have you been?
I recommend it to everyone. I recommend it. I tell everybody about it. Yo, it's one of I go on Bleacher Report for everything because it's got the most updated. It's updated the quickest. It's got great columns. I like to read. The writers are good. It's a good site, and I always tell everyone, like, yo, I play fantasy sports. I watch MMA. I watch WWE. I watch everything. So if I want to read what people are saying or what's going on, or like, I want to find out who's fighting, or I always go on Bleacher Report. They're the first ones to know everything.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Bleacher Report is definitely one of the growing sites on the internet, and they have a lot of really good featured columnists on their website, and they really do continue to grow as far as the news feed and all that good stuff goes. So you said that you read the MMA and WWE pages recently, and
every day. I'm on them every day.
Yeah, they have the most updated stuff on the website. And what are your current thoughts on the current product as to was it back in the day and whatnot? Have you been a wrestling fan for long or just recently?
Oh, yeah.
Or whatnot?
I used to go watch him. I saw Stone Cold wrestle Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean? I used to go back when I was a kid. I loved wrestling. My dad used to take me to the events, and I used to have my wrestlers. I used to have all my guys. I would make fight each other, and I had it all. I think wrestling back then was great. And I started watching it young. I watched it when Hogan was the man. When he was new. I was a little kid, and I watched it all the way up to where Stone Cold came in and The Rock, and I watched it to where Undertaker. Like I kept up on it. And then when we got involved with WWE again, I kind of stayed. I never really let go of wrestling, so I always have been, updated what's going on. And I think they're doing a good job. I think they're keeping it. They're giving people what we got to have back in the day, and they're taking things to the next level. I think, now that MMA and UFC is rising, people got to realize that those two aren't competing. They're not they're not trying to compete against each other. They're two separate forms of amazing entertainment. And I think that's why I think wrestling's just as good today as it was back then.
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of people say that these days that UFC is competing with WWE, even though Vince McMahon himself says he isn't. A lot of people are like, oh, yes, UFC is going to just die down WWE. And as you said, that's not true at all. They're just two very different types of things. One's sports entertainment and one's mixed martial arts. So they're obviously going to be not competing, but maybe business-wise. But, I mean, as far as fans go, that's not really a fact. They're both going to be there.
No, everybody's got to realize it's for both. Because you know what? I'm a diehard MMA fan. I watch every UFC that comes on. And, I love MMA. I train. I grapple. It's fun. I'm interested in it. But I still also enjoy wrestling. They're both fun. They're both cool. They're both exciting. And I think that people have to realize that it's just, if you watch like football and basketball, it's two different things. It's two different sports. You can like two different things.
Yeah. A lot of fans these days, they say they transition over from WWE to UFC. I mean, I'm still a WWE fan. I've been a WWE fan for the past 3 or 4 years now. I mean, that's not a long time as considered to some other wrestling fans, but I slowly transitioned into UFC and MMA, and I am an MMA fighter. I'm a green belt, so I really do like both UFC and WWE. So I really don't see the point in the point of them competing and the idea of them competing. So yeah, most definitely, yeah. As far as business-wise, maybe UFC may garner more pay-per-view buys and such like that, but it's all the same stuff. I mean, one's sports entertainment, one's UFC. I mean, one's mixed martial arts. So they're two very different types of things, and they're two things that a lot of people love to enjoy. So
people are not going to stop watching. People have been watching wrestling for 20 years. They're not going to stop watching it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it continues to grow. With them being PG recently, I mean, that's not going to change anything. A lot of people say they grow out of it, out of the fans that were in the Attitude Era and just stopped watching then. And, I mean, as you said, you saw Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold go at it, and you're still a wrestling fan today, which I find absolutely amazing. And they performed one of the theme songs for the show. And that's absolutely perfect because a lot of the people who involve themselves with the WWE aren't wrestling fans. Now, that's the problem. They have guest hosts and whatnot. Like, they have people not only sing the songs for the shows and whatnot, but they have celebrities on their shows sometimes. And it just sometimes just does not click because they're not wrestling fans. But in your case, it does, because you said it had that kind of feeling when you were performing Invincible when you're writing the song. So it fits absolutely perfect.
No, I feel good, man. So I love wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, it's evolved over the last couple of years, but that's not going to change all that much. But, yeah, most definitely. And, Ben, are you on the line right now?
Yes, I am. How is everybody?
How you doing?
Yeah. Sorry for me being late. I am a junior in high school, and I'm in the process of baseball tryouts. I just got out of them. They ran way late today for God knows why, but I am here for right now. And I'm for our guests that don't know me, I am Ben Gartland. I'm a wrestling analyst at BleacherReport.com. I believe I'm a level 3. I haven't checked in a while. But, yeah, hey, how's it going, everybody?
It's great. I feel great.
Yeah, all right, so Greg. Yeah, Graham, so how's the show?
Yeah, this is Rick DeJesus. If I didn't introduce you already, this is Rick DeJesus from Adelitas Way. He performs, him and his band Adelitas Way perform Invincible for WWE Superstars. In the last 10 minutes, I'll just catch you up real quick. We were talking about how he's a huge wrestling fan, him and his band. We've just been talking about the differences between WWE and UFC, and he's also a huge fan of Bleacher Report, too, so that's always a plus.
Yeah. Wow, someone who's a fan of Bleacher Report? What?
Yeah, I went on this morning. I love it.
Well, I know from the writer's perspective we've been having some problems with it, but, I mean, it's a great site to
It's amazing. It's the first thing I check to see the updates. I go on MMA. I go on Bleacher Report on MMA and WWE. I see what's going on. I catch up on everything. It tells me like right then when something happens, man. I don't know. I love it. It tells me like fantasy news on the front. I don't know. It's one of my sites. It's one of my internet sites.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's really cool that you can get a celebrity band that is seeing and possibly reading your article. It's really cool. Yeah. It's a great platform because it's user-created content. So it's like, and then everyone seems to grow as a writer through it, and that's why I liked it. And that's why I like it, because people can become better writers, because it's not people critiquing a professional. These are people critiquing people who signed up, or at least in the past couple of years. But anyways, I have a couple questions for you. How did you get started with WWE and creating those songs?
You know, we wrote. I was saying earlier, we wrote like a song because I was pissed off, man. I was pissed off. I felt like I could run through I was really feeling that way when I wrote Invincible, and I ended up writing the song. And the WWE was starting Superstars. They were premiering the show. And they were looking for a song to get the vibe. They were looking for a song with that kind of feel. And they called us and they said, hey, we like this song. And we met with them and we started working with them. And then we did a New Day with them for the Legacy, and we recorded that. And it's been, and I think we're working on something else with them too. We're working on something for a pay-per-view. So we have a working relationship with WWE, and it's amazing. You know, they treat us great, and I'm happy to be, you know, doing. I think what they're doing is one of the best things in entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, and the WWE is such a different form of entertainment. I mean, I really don't know how to explain. It's just like different, if you know what I mean. It's different from anything. I mean, it's not. I don't want to say that it's not sport because it's staged, but then again, it's not like a normal television show. There's a ton of action. It's a soap opera for guys. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and so and what else have you guys been talking about, Graham?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much just it. We were just talking about WWE and UFC, Bleacher Report, his involvement with WWE over the last couple of years, and it's amazing how you just said that you're going to be working on a new project. I love you guys' music. It's actually pretty ironic, too. I was sitting in study hall because I am also a junior in high school. I was sitting in study hall today. I was listening to my iPod, and your song Inside came on my iPod right when you DM'd me on Twitter, so I thought that was pretty ironic. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool, man. That song never even came out. That's badass. You have that.
Yeah, I was listening to it today on YouTube. You guys have got some awesome songs. I cannot wait until you guys come up with your next album and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that right now. I'm outside right now. We're writing our third album. I'm in the studio with my band. I'm outside of the studio talking to you guys on the phone. We're writing the third record right now.
Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to go in and write another song. I feel great.
Nice.
Awesome. Definitely let us know on the outcome of that. I'd definitely love to hear your next album and whatnot and your next music.
I definitely will, man. And like I said, dude, I'm going to run in here and write some songs. We can do this again. I'll talk about MMA and UFC and WWE and, you know, and I'll talk about it all day. I'll talk about my favorite wrestlers. I mean, I'll come back on.
Sounds great. You've been an awesome host. Thank you so much for calling in. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for complimenting Bleacher Report, by the way, too. That was
thank
really
you guys,
amazing.
man. I love the site.
Yeah, your insight has been great. So thanks so much for calling in. As you said, we'll definitely have you back on. You've been a great host. Thank you so much.
Let's do it. Thank you, guys. I'll be in touch.